Hello everyone and welcome to the top 10 speed characters on Bleach Brave Souls. Much like the other list, there are way too many good speed characters. So like the other list, opinions will vary depending on what you prioritize in the game. Though I did try to take everything into account when creating this list. With that said, let's begin. Now starting things off, we have the most recent speed character, the second swimsuit version of Halibel. Now those of you who kept up with my channel know that Halibel and I have a bit of a history, and that she doesn't like to be summoned by me, and this one is no exception. Which is a shame because she's really good. She's not only got a really high attack, but she's also got a normal attack damage link of 25% and bruiser at 40. On top of that, she's also got flurry, meaning she increases her own normal attack damage by 65% and then doubles it. That's more than anyone else in the game by themselves, and it makes her normal attack the hardest hitting in the entire game. Now in addition to this, she's also got berserker at 50%, and strong attacks with pretty decent range. Her SP isn't that high though, but it's a high enough berserker that her strong attacks will still deal a decent amount of damage. She's also got poise, meaning she won't stagger when hit, and her attacks can't be interrupted, unless you freeze her or paralyze her. This and the fact that she's completely immune to being weakened make her one of the best speed characters to auto with. She packs a super heavy punch, and is sure to clear things quickly. Now, while Halibel may be able to deal more damage, Lynette is a heck of a lot more durable, and while slower at it, can still deal a decent amount of damage on her own. She's got a really high attack as well as flurry and a plus 20 bruiser. She's also ranged and piercing, meaning each of her attacks hits 4 times, increasing the combo incredibly quickly. Now Lynette is a great support character. She's got a strong attack too that's a heal move, and she's ranged. Plus, since she's a normal attacking character, she doesn't have to wait for her strong attacks to come back to deal damage. Lynette also has poise and a damage reduction soul trait, meaning if you wanted to, you can actually use her in PvP as well. To a point anyway. Now I won't lie, Halibel is stronger, but the fact that Lynette can play as the attacker and the supporter is why I put her at 9 and Halibel at 10. That and while they're both excellent autoers, Lynette is definitely more reliable thanks to her damage reduction and her heal, though she is slower. Next up is another seasonal character, the Christmas version of Nell. This version of Nell has a really high SP as well as frenzy. She's also got a plus 20 berserker, meaning she's gonna deal more damage, and a boosted strong attack recharge link of 14%. She's also got excellent range on her strong attacks, and they can all deal debilitating freeze. Her strong attack 1 is a beam shot, her strong attack 2 is a hybrid vortex move that has a higher chance to inflict the freeze, and her strong attack 3 is a full screen. This Nell's also completely immune to being frozen, and she's got a pretty unique normal attack. If you don't know, the last attack on her normal attack string will look one of 3 ways. Either it's Bawa Bawa, Dondo Chaka, or Peshe. What it will look like is completely random, but they have the same range and deal the same amount of damage. It was just a really nice touch. With that said, that's about it for this character. She's honestly kind of generic, but sometimes a solid kit in kind of generic is enough. Now, the next two on the list have always been really hard for me to place, but I will defend my positions. Next up we have Yama, the 1000 Year Blood War edition, who's got a really high SP and frenzy. He's also got a strong attack recharge link, so his strong attacks will come back to him faster, and it's good because all of his attacks have a chance to inflict debilitating burn. They also have some pretty insane range, which is always a great thing with a high SP character because it makes him faster. Yama's also got some pretty insane range on his special. It's a full screen, which is to be expected these days, but it leaves him behind with the vortex move that surrounds him. And while other characters have this, the range on his is absolutely insane, filling up 90% of the screen. Now this isn't an additional strong attack, so it's not affected by frenzy or strong attack damage links or accessories, but it is affected by Tenshintai, since it's a part of his special. To top everything off, Yama's also completely immune to being frozen and burned, which makes sense given what he is. I'm still fully expecting a second version of 1000 Year Blood War Yama, and I'm sure other people are as well. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of the characters we get during this year's anniversary. Next up, we have the 1000-year Blood War version of Yoruichi, and I know placing her in front of Yama is gonna ruffle a few feathers. But like I said, I defend my positions. Yes, Yama definitely has better range. Heck, Nell has better range. But the thing is, Yoruichi is more versatile? She has more versatility, meaning while Yama is technically faster in a regular PvE, you could use Yoruichi for a whole lot more in this game. For one thing, she hits harder. She may have slightly less SP, but she does have a strong attack damage link. In addition to that, all of her attacks do have really good range despite being less than both Yama and Nell, and they can all inflict debilitating paralysis. Plus, as this has multiple uses, when she uses her special, it transforms her, increasing the damage on her normal attack and her strong attacks, as well as completely recharging them, something that's useful against bosses in co-op, multiples in Kaimon floors, and guild quests. Her special, in addition to transforming her, also leaves her behind with the vortex move that surrounds her. Like Yama's, this is also a part of her special, but unlike his, it doesn't have that insane range. Finally, because she is a Yoruichi, she gains an extra 2 flash steps, meaning you're not getting hit by specials. Plus, you can clear a room faster than most other characters. Next up, we have the Can't Fear Your Own World version of Aaroniero, who has a really high SP, frenzy, and can inflict debilitating weaken on all of his attacks. And he's really likely to inflict it too. He's got a strong attack recharge link so he can spam his attacks, and his strong attack 2 is a hybrid vortex move. That, since it hits an above average number of times, is likely to inflict debilitating weaken. Now the last 3 characters I covered can all inflict a debilitating status heal, but I would argue that weaken is the best. It has multiple uses and it's one of the main reasons he's above him. Not only does it decrease enemies' attack to 0, but it also lowers their defense, which in turn lets you deal more damage, something that's a lot more useful now than it ever has been. Using it at the right time can also let you nullify the enemy's special, which has definitely saved my life more than a few times in Zenkaimon. Speaking of specials, Aaroniero's is guaranteed to inflict weaken, and it also heals the team for 60% of their health. Finally, this character is completely immune to being paralyzed and weakened, and you gotta love that double immunity.
行くぞ。浮かれていられるのも今のうちだ。
Next up, we have the Machine Society version of Ulquiorra, definitely one of the faster characters on this list. He not only has a really high SP, but also Frenzy and Berserker at 20. He's also got a strong attack recharge link, and all of his attacks can inflict debilitating weakening. They also have really good range, despite not having Havoc. That and the fact that he has guard break is what makes him so fast, since you don't ever have to waste a strong attack to break any guards, meaning none of your attacks are wasted. Aside from that though, that's pretty much it. I could go over all the positives of weakening, but I already did that with Aaroniero, so basically just copy and paste that here. He's just a really solid character with a great kit who can't be blocked. And he's got a really cool sword.
簡単には死なせないよ。さて、覚悟をしておくといい。生きて恥をさらす覚悟をね。
Now, the final 3 characters are in a league of their own. They're insanely powerful. And we're starting with Shinnosuke, who's currently tied for the highest SP in the game. Plus, he's got Berserker at 40, Bruiser at 40, and Frenzy, meaning he's doing quite a bit of damage with his strong attack and an impressive amount of damage with his normal attack. And we'll start with that one. Now, while his actual attack stat isn't that high, his normal attack is very impressive. He's ranged and he's got a plus 40 Bruiser, so he's dealing a decent amount of damage. He's also got guard break, so there will be no wasting of strong attacks to break guards. And it also makes him a bit faster, and that's saying something, because the dude is kind of a speed demon when it comes to his normal attacks. Basically, his normal attack is twice the speed of other ranged characters' normal attacks, which was definitely needed in this game, and it makes for much faster clear times for ranged characters. And while his normal attack is impressive, his strong attacks are where it's at. Shinnosuke has Havoc, meaning his strong attack's range is increased by 20%, and it pushes his strong attack 3 to be beyond full screen, and his other 2 strong attacks to just have insane range. Like, he might have the best range out of anyone else on this list. Plus, thanks to his Berserker at 40, they're gonna deal a lot of damage. Thing is, his strong attack 2 doesn't come back that often. This is because it's a heal move, a barrier move, and a hybrid vortex move that pushes enemies back. Truly, it's one of the best strong attacks in the game, since it is a regular strong attack with better range, and it also heals and provides barriers. Finally, we have his special, which is better than most other characters' special thanks to his plus 60 devastation. He truly is an impressive Can't Fear Your Own World character, and it's gonna be very difficult to place him when I inevitably make that list.
全部まとめてぶっ壊してやるっての。私のCFYOW
Now Seinosuke is a great support character, but without a doubt, the fastest character on this list has to be Bambi. Like Seinosuke, she's also a ranged character, and like him, her ranged normal attack is twice the speed of other characters' ranged normal attacks. Only hers has the chance to inflict burn. Also like him, she's tied with the highest SP in the game. She's also got Frenzy and a plus 20 Berserker, and all of her attacks have a chance to inflict debilitating burn. Like him, he's also got Havoc at 20%, and her strong attacks already had great range, so you can imagine what happens now. Basically, everything explodes. Her strong attack 3 is beyond full screen, her strong attack 2 is the range of other characters' strong attack 3s, and her strong attack 1 just has really good range. She's also got a unique ability that lets her deal 20% more damage to any character that's inflicted with burn, which is very likely thanks to her strong attack recharge link, letting him come back faster and allowing for more opportunities to inflict burn. Plus, her special is guaranteed to inflict burn, so if you want to deal that extra 20% more damage, you can just do that. Finally, there's the fact that Bambi's a Quincy, and right now nothing has a Quincy or Stern Ritter killer, so at least right now you don't have to fear any enemy having a killer against you. Here's hoping we eventually get Zombie Bambi.
墓標を立てて弔うてやろう。恩師が二度と生まれてこぬよ。天体殺量。
出し惜しみはなしです。やれることは片っ端からやってきましょう。波動の99、五流点滅。
少し試してみるとしよう。今の君の目には何が見えているのかな。
あとは
針など触れるまでもない。ディスティーノ・アロガンテ。
その命、よほどいらぬと見える。何をしている？行くぞ。
暑かったら言ってくんな。別に塗る気しやしねえけどよ。天才戦ケンタ。
And at number 1 we have Tenjiro. What happens when you cross speed with support? Not only does he have a really high SP and Frenzy, but he's also got Berserker at 20 and Havoc at 20. So his strong attacks are going to deal a lot of damage and have really good range. They can also all inflict debilitating paralysis, and thanks to his strong attack recharge link, he can spam them. Now, they don't have the range that Bambi's does, but it's still a lot more range than most other characters. His strong attack 3 encompasses an area beyond full screen, his strong attack 2 is a beam shot with ridiculous range, and his strong attack 1 is just a really good range strong attack 1. Now yes, Bambi is slightly faster, but Tenjiro is better thanks to his utility and versatility. For one thing, he's got an extra sprinter, meaning he can dodge specials pretty easily and clear quests faster. He's also got a unique ability that increases the strong attack damage from all speed Soul Reapers in the team by 20%, which comes up often considering Soul Reaper is the most common affiliation in the game. Then we have his special, which is not only full screen, deals damage and paralysis, but also grants protection to any team member alive to see it, bringing them back from the dead if they were to die anytime after. Truly the most useful support move, and it's what helps solidifies him as the #1 speed character in the game. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for some more top 10 lists.